Welcome to the Tarp Report with Sam Jes.
That's how we're doing it.
Welcome to the McNeil Lair News Hour. Today, there was a march. That's it, yeah.
I have no idea where you're going with that. I'm sorry, I have no idea.
I didn't know either. I gave up.
I thought you really had it.
No, welcome to the Tarp Report with Sam and Jes.
Okay.
I think Jes is mad at me. I don't know why.
I think she is.
Are you mad at me? What happened?
No, I'm not mad at you.
Oh, okay.
You insisted on me putting my headphones on, which I did.
I didn't insist. I asked if you're going to put your headphones on.
which I was in the process of doing.
And then you were
Didn't
like,
look
I'm
like
putting
it.
on my headphones.
Yeah.
Is that what I did?
A little
Yeah.
bit.
And then Trey was like, "You're a hot teacher."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Trey says that whenever I have a regular voice and then I have my podcast voice.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I don't know.
I just don't describe it like Trey does.
Yeah,
Trey says you sound sultry, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah. We have a special guest. Sultry is like
Like sexy.
provocative.
Like, yeah.
like sexy, provocative. All these big words that mean big ideas about wanting the bone.
Sexy is a 4-letter word, Sam.
What?
Sexy is a 4-letter word.
Are you not supposed to say it?
No, you said it's a big word. It's a 4-letter word.
No, I mean it's a big word, like a big idea.
Okay, conceptually.
Yeah, it's big conceptually. Did you come on here to fucking criticize how I talk?
Yes,
like
I
a big
did.
time? You teach second graders.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, they're lucky to know words. They're just like cat, dog, mom, dad. They're stupid.
Oh.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, it was. That was aggressive. Sorry. This is what happens when the mics go on.
I love it.
Yeah, because before the mics went on, we were talking about regular stuff
With who, Sam?
with everybody.
That was your cue to introduce me.
Oh, yeah, Rachel Half-J's here.
For fuck's
I
sake.
said with everybody. Yeah, you got air horns. Trey only
I
has
love that.
clapping,
Oh
air
my gosh.
horns.
Hold up. Let's talk about this for a minute. Trey up the game.
What did
Like,
you do?
That's a whole new
Oh
road
yeah, we got a
master,
new
like-
podcast equipment.
and
It's
didn't
sick.
and I'm sorry, did you not just hear that like
He's done
had
those
that
before.
ready to, not that one.
Yeah, he's always had air horns. He just never uses them.
Right, but now
Crickets.
now
use
he
that.
now that's for certain. Just go ahead.
That's
and just,
disrespectful.
can you just do it the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah, today we're podcasting in a summer field.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would, and then that was you should have hit the. I know, bud. We're learning. It's.
Stay alert, dude.
Did you just do the volume?
He's gonna up the.
You didn't even turn the crickets up.
It's gonna happen. But yeah, we got Rachel Half-J here,
Hello.
my longtime comedy buddy.
Yes.
Who, if you didn't know this, me and Rachel started stand-up comedy around the same time, didn't we?
You have to pretend that they know nothing.
Yeah. You were a little bit more, you were in deeper than me.
What do you mean?
You were like a couple years in, I feel like, when I started.
Was I?
I was 2017? No, 2016?
I think I was about 1 year in. Was Vomity already going when you started?
That's where I started.
How do you remember what the number was?
Oh,
Because
God,
I could
no.
figure it out.
God, I don't
I
remember.
bet I could.
My
I bet I
Facebook
could
memories
backdate
could
it.
probably,
I
yeah.
could backdate it totally.
Yeah.
Except I don't have access to the Vomity page anymore.
Oh.
It's been taken over by a collective,
You
which
got
is fine.
demoted.
I gave it to him. I said, hey, 'cause
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it anymore.
You could still just like scroll.
People have no idea what we're talking about.
No.
Yeah.
It was this little garlic open mic.
Yeah.
You'd
garlicky
leave, you
open
smell
mic.
like garlic fries the next day.
Yeah. I started comedy in June of 2015,
Okay.
I believe. And the first Vomity, which stands for Voyeur Open Mic Comedy, started in October. It started in October. Wow. You ever think about that Voyeur Open Mic?
I never knew that.
Yeah, Vomity.
I thought you were just making a puke joke.
No. That's what it was. Well, I mean, it was.
It was
spelled
a puke
Vomity.
joke, yeah,
Yeah,
but-
and the logo was Gallagher throwing up, which was sweet.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started this little open mic, and it was an open mic with a paid feature in the back of a very funky bar in Olympia that's very well known, and that I'm very close with the owner of. and have been close with the owner for a long time. Started by me and a guy named John Manini. John Manini was not into stand-up comedy too much, and kind of gradually his involvement faded out. It wasn't any animosity or anything. It just his involvement faded out. And then, and Rachel started doing stand-up comedy at that open mic.
Yeah, I started lurking there first. I went for months and months. I remember I was lurking, and you were like, "Why do you keep coming here?" Before I ever got on stage. Yeah.
That's kind of like what happened with me
insanely
and
welcome.
Lynette,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it kind of what happened with me and Lynette too?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happened with you and Lynette.
No one knows that story either.
Oh yeah. Well, Lynette Manning, who's also like a really good regional feature, starting to headline some. She came to like 7 of my shows or some bullshit like that, and it got weird. And then one show she sat next to my mom, and that was weird. And I was like, "What do you like? Why don't you just, if you just want to do comedy, just do comedy? Like, it's obviously you want to do comedy."
Right.
I think that's the exact sentence you said to me.
Yeah.
You're like, "You're not just a fan."
Yeah.
And then I eventually got up there.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember that.
I do.
Yeah. People got mad at me for not remembering things that I've said to them in the past.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into details, but somebody got mad at me because one time I said that I told another comic that he was too good looking to be a comedian, this dude comic. And somebody got really mad at me
Wow.
who wasn't that person.
That's a hot take, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I guess I told them that they were perfect for comedy or something.
I would kill for that compliment.
I know.
Amazing.
I know. But yeah, it was funky. What was starting out comedy like for you?
I was like friends with comedians because I delivered pizza with a comic with Michael Timont. Do you remember Michael Timont?
Yeah, I remember Timon. Yeah.
And he dragged me to vomiting a couple times. It was terrifying. I remember I did it for the first time. I did like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I was like, never doing that again.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And then I just kept going, and I kept
Yeah.
going, and I kept going. I thought it was very fancy.
Yeah. I remember early sets of yours, and I remember thinking, I was like, oh, there's something there, you know?
Yeah.
I was just really excited to have somebody who wasn't using that space for therapy.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I secretly was, but I wasn't talking about it on stage.
yeah, there was a lot of folks that would do. I mean, it was all good. Like, I'm not hating on anybody, but there's a lot of folks that were like, didn't seem like that interested in stand-up comedy. They just thought that it was a neat thing to do and to talk
Yeah.
about their.
Well, it's fun to talk into a microphone.
Yeah, yeah,
I know that for sure.
It was
Yeah.
very fun.
yeah. We had a
Don't
couple
particularly need to be funny.
Were you there the night of the protest when that woman went up? And
I don't think I was.
this woman went up on the stage, and it was during the Me Too movement. And she went up and she grabbed the mic. And I knew it was a first timer, and I used to love it when first timers would come through. And I would go, hey, you know what? Every open mic, you always run the chance that somebody will do comedy for their very first time.
Uh-huh.
It's a very special thing. And here's one right now. Give it up for da-da-da. And I can't remember her name. And she went up there and she just stood there with the mic like this. And she didn't say anything at all. And the crowd there was always so supportive.
Yeah.
And they were like, and she was doing a silent protest. And I immediately knew what was going on because she didn't seem like she liked stand-up comedy. She was doing a silent protest for all the issues that stand-up comedy was having, you know, which is fair enough, you know. But somebody in the crowd was like, thought that she froze up, and they were like, "It's okay," and she was like, she was like, "It's not okay."
Oh my God.
Wait, she broke her silence?
Yeah, she broke her silence to say that it was indeed
Oh, that's
Not okay.
not okay.
not a silent protest.
Yeah, we had weird stuff happen there.
Yeah, it was.
What's the
always-
weirdest thing that you saw at comedy that you can talk about that won't get me or you in trouble?
Yeah. I remember one time there was like a puppet show type thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The anarchist puppet show.
That was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen.
It was awesome,
Yeah.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys are great. They're actually, one of them is actually running like a super successful thing called String and Shadow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was fantastic. And do you remember who else was see, there's a thing we can't talk about, is who else was featuring that night.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later.
It was wild. So
Yeah.
there was a feature. I didn't I booked this guy, right? And then immediately people messaged me. They were like, "Oh, dude, that dude's a piece of shit. That dude's a bad dude." And like, I didn't want to cancel the booking.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna have co-features,
Yeah.
and you're actually gonna open for this anarchist puppet show."
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
The punishment fits the crime.
Yeah, it checked out.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is like we'd wind up getting like a bunch of like bros would like kind of like come in and take over the show. And then I would book like outrageous drag performances to like clear it out. I'd be like, all right, so
Yeah.
Nice.
you guys
Find
want
balance in the
this
universe.
to be one way, and then I'd be like, well, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
This is who was the one they would do these drag performances, and it was about overdosing. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember.
And they
it.
would like die on stage. They would like
Oh.
progress through the drugs and then like eventually wind up using heroin, and then like they'd be essentially fully nude.
That is
wearing
art.
like an elephant trunk like thong, and then they'd overdose on stage.
Sounds like Olympia.
Yeah, I was
Sounds like
man, I'm
Olympia
really
to me.
into this.
Yeah.
That sounds wild.
And most people loved it. They were like,
Yeah.
wow, like
Yeah.
we are very lucky to get to see something so
Moving.
exciting. Yeah, moving, exciting. Yeah.
Sounds
and then,
riveting.
and then we'd be like, anyway, up next, give it up for Adam Rice.
Weird stuff like that happens in Olympia though. Because I went to Evergreen and I remember one time for someone's final project, they like sat in a chair. We were like performing, and this person sat in the chair, and all of her group mates just shaved her head. Like with buzz cutters.
That was the project.
That was the project. It was like performance art.
Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just
know.
remember sitting there like, where did I choose to go to school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this happening at Harvard? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's real. But yeah, Vomity's done. I gave it away to Chase and Nicole, and they ran it for a while. It kept going for about another year and a half, 2 years, and then
Yeah.
whatever was left of it, COVID just cleaned that up. But
Yeah.
I ran it. I basically ran it. I hosted that show every week for about 4 years,
Yeah.
which was nutty. I think I hit, Vomity 270 was my last one.
Yeah.
So 270 of the things. 270 weekly shows.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. I remember when we celebrated the 100th Vomity and like thinking like, oh man, like this is a really long time. And then to do like another
170.
another 170 of them. Yeah.
We're just getting started.
Yeah. But I always tell newer comics that like hosting a show and like running a show is like fast forward on like figuring out like stage presence and like style.
Yeah.
Like basically I was writing a new 10 minutes every single week, and like a lot of it wasn't good, but that crowd there dictated a lot of my material, so I can work any room with any audience in any metropolitan area.
Yep.
Because I make sure that like my jokes are about my experiences and not trying to like tell other people who have different ways of life than me like how to live.
Yeah. I always tell people I'm really grateful I started comedy in Olympia, because like people are like, oh, Olympia is so sensitive. Like you can't tell jokes there. But I'm so glad I started there, because that's like the foundation. And then I can go out and be edgy in Tacoma. Say the F word or whatever.
Yeah, rough. The F word's wild.
Are they sensitive in Olympia? I
Well,
was, like,
It's hard. Like the college area
yeah.
can be like sensitive. Once you get into the outskirts, it gets
Yeah.
I think that
different.
what a lot of folks, they talk about, oh, I can't do the jokes I want to do in Olympia. And they're like, I can't tell this joke that borders on like transphobic, or maybe a joke that is transphobic. But the thing about Vomity is that there would be like 7 or 8 like trans folks like in the room,
Yeah.
you know? And I remember folks doing jokes and getting literally like hissed at by
Yeah.
people that were so upset because like there was no skill involved.
Mhm.
There was no, it was just it was a mean joke written by a mean guy to get other mean people to laugh.
Right.
And like, that's not going to work. Now, I think if you want to tell a joke about trans folks, and you come at it correct, there's ways to do that. But I don't think the joke can be, I think you have to stay in your lane. Like, you have to talk about it from your perspective, being like, oh yeah, well, and that is so tricky. And that's
takes
why,
skill.
yeah.
It takes skill.
Or you can just write another meth joke, which is,
That's what I do. That's what I always do.
yeah.
I mean, that's your lane.
That's my lane.
Like, you're staying it.
Yeah, you got to stay in my lane. But yeah, and then did you meet him there?
Who?
You know what I'm talking about. At Vomity.
Jim Stewart Allen?
Yeah, did you meet Jim Stewart Allen? Because I'd like to claim responsibility for this too.
My husband, Richie FJ.
You got them together?
It's hard to say exactly where we met, but I'm sure that we like bumped elbows at Vomity.
They fell in love.
But I remember.
They fell in love at my comedy show.
Yeah, we'll say it was Vomity. I remember
That's sweet.
walking into Vomity. Okay, there is a piece of Vomity in our history that's very important. That was the first time we held hands and walked into a restaurant, and he didn't let go once other people were around.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh, okay, we're letting people see us hold hands now.
I remember you
That's
guys
sweet.
sharing a plate of garlic fries.
It sounds like us.
And he started on one end of a garlic fry, and you started on the other.
Yeah.
And it took a lot less time than spaghetti.
Yeah, it was.
It's shorter.
It's actually a lot more skill though, because you can't really slurp a fry. It was like a bite, you catch it, bite, you. We had to like take turns.
And then he bit off the tip of your nose.
He did.
And-
I've had many surgeries.
Yeah. That's why your allergies are so bad.
That's why my allergies are all messed up. That's right.
That's a really sweet story.
Yeah. What I do remember though is he was at another comedy show and I walked in and he was on stage and I was just like, I want it. But I had no idea who he was. And then it took a year and a half of chasing him down at open mics.
We should address this because the listeners, they might not know you outside of the podcast. And
What a shame.
there are people want to know, like, am I safe right now? Is
No.
Jess safe?
No.
Were we threatened
Yes.
to get Rachel on here?
That was
Yes.
that was my whole thing.
Are we trying to normalize terrorism?
Yes.
By having Rachel on. There have been multiple allegations, many of which are completely founded. First off, please don't do it again. Second off,
Thanks for saying please. No one ever says please. No one ever says please.
And I think
have we
that's
tried that with terrorists?
Hey man, could you please just not?
just a little.
Please don't.
Maybe
do
no.
that.
Please?
Maybe say baby. Come on, girl.
By the way, I just want to say, like, I don't know why I said it, and I don't know when it started.
I don't know either. I just remember I got a call from you and you were like, hey, Rachel, I just have to let you know that I started a bit on the podcast where I told everyone you did 9/11.
Rampage for
Yeah.
some reason.
And I remember sitting on my couch going, what the hell, Sam? And the conversation felt like a dream. And I hung up and then I was like, how many people did he call and say that to so they would listen to the podcast?
No.
Although that is smart.
A genius marketing strategy.
Yeah. You have to listen. We talked about you.
We said you did 9/11.
No, I talk about you and Forrest Ember.
Yeah.
I'm like, Forrest Ember.
Forrest is a delight.
Yeah. I told everybody that she dresses like the mic stand at an Aerosmith concert.
That's pretty on the nose there.
Yeah.
And I told everybody that you did 9/11.
You did. And here's the thing. I didn't. I was in third grade.
That's why.
But okay, do you remember?
I told you that she was going to say that.
Yeah.
I told you she was going to say that.
I think you have me confused. I did cause one tragedy, but it was not 9/11.
What was it?
Do you remember that earthquake we had?
Yeah.
It was right around 2001.
2003, I thought.
Was it 2003?
Mhm.
Perfect. It's great for my alibi. But I remember I was in class and I was like skipping to the back of the room to get my supplies for the art project we were doing. And then the whole world started shaking.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I'm strong.
Did you really think that?
I did. I was
That's
like, I'm
so
skipping
funny.
so hard. The whole school is shaking.
That's insane.
And then So I did cause that earthquake, but
That was one.
sorry.
That was one thing.
not 9/11 though.
I was 19, I think, and I was in my buddy Vince's apartment, and we were getting ready to do a bunch of knife hits. We had a bunch of like weeds set out,
Yeah.
and I was upstairs. Vince had gone downstairs to get some coffee, and we were getting ready to get high, basically, and everything started shaking, and Vince thought that I was like stomping or dancing upstairs. And so he grabbed a broom and started hitting the ceiling,
Oh, no.
like, knock it off. And while I was watching, I looked out the window and I saw waves on the road because we were in Hawks Prairie. Like, we
Yeah.
were like, because the epicenter was like Nisqually.
Yeah.
And I was watching waves come down the road and it was tripping me out. And I was like, this is an earthquake. I'm like, I'm going to die, but this is cool. You know?
What a way to go.
Yeah. And then while this happened, a beer that was up on a bookshelf, an emergency beer, fell off and hit a wooden arm of a chair and exploded and splashed me.
Oh my God.
And the rest of the day, I just walked around like
the universe just threw a drink in my face.
covered in
Yeah.
beer.
You
and-
didn't take a shower?
No, and it knocked God, don't be like that. The knife hits that were like lined up on this traffic cone that was in his room. Just in case we just didn't want any cars in there.
Yeah.
Gotta be safe.
Yeah, you gotta be safe. The knife hits like fell down, and we found them.
It's good.
Yeah,
Oh, thank God.
Happy ending.
Prayers answered.
yeah. They don't.
Prayers
Do they have
answered.
earthquakes in West Virginia because of all the fracking?
No.
No.
We don't have that. We have like crazy thunder and lightning storms.
That's sick. Though.
like really insane. But no, I've never been in an earthquake. Sounds like a good time though.
yeah, it was. Really,
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to lose my drugs, but
It was intense. Well, podcast over.
oh,
I'm an alarmist. Here I have my Tarp Report planning thing. I got to talk about this. I have been getting a lot of love on the internet, and by love I mean dudes.
you
a
mean
lot of
same
dudes.
sex
Happy
love.
Pride.
Got a dick pic.
Oh, an unsolicited dick pic? Or
Yeah,
did
Is it your
unsolicited.
first? Did
No,
you
I
ask
wasn't. I
for
didn't
it?
put it out. I was like, let me see that dick. No. I've been
I mean,
got
I
a
wouldn't
dick pic,
expect you to ask like that.
and it was weird. Is it? I was trying to just delete it because I didn't want it on my phone, but like I didn't know how to delete it.
So instead, it's saved to a folder and then became the background on the back of my phone.
Yeah.
No,
He just spent a whole day
He's
looking
like,
at it. Like, how do I get rid of you?
He's
How do I
like,
shake you?
If
No.
only I could figure out how to delete this.
And it was weird.
Right.
Like I don't know. I didn't like. Not that I like. I've only gotten one dick pic, so I don't know like what kind of quality to expect. But it was a little shiny. I was like, it's weird. It looked like a
Hold on, do you
supermarket
still have
apple.
it? Can I see?
If you want to, I'll show it to you.
Yeah. There's
Let me see if
nothing
I can
worse than a
find it.
slimy one.
I am curious.
I really don't want to see
Although,
it again,
can you
but
put?
I will.
Well, put like a pixelate the tip so that I don't recognize it.
I don't think you know.
Are you
this
worried
fella.
you're going to recognize?
I'm worried about their anonymity, not mine.
Yeah. That's fair. That's
Let
fair.
me see.
Oh God. It was Shiny who's out here sending back
How many dick pics have you guys gotten?
today.
How many stars are in the sky?
3.
How often does this happen?
It happened a lot more. It doesn't happen now that I'm married, but it did happen a lot more when I was single.
Is it from other comics?
I don't think I ever got one from a comic.
That's probably good.
Maybe it's sitting in my like message requests, but I've never.
I was surprised that like Facebook didn't like pick it up and like stop it Because aren't they supposed to like do that? You know,
Maybe they thought it was like a salamander because it was so slimy.
it was not a salamander.
This is a lot of work. I don't feel like looking at it anymore.
Where'd it go?
He's acting like it's
totally.
he's acting like it's not his background.
Oh, hold on. Don't you have a paper copy?
Keep it in your wallet.
It's weird because I get all these other messages that are like, "Dude, I really like your comedy," and then it's just like, "Cock."
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
That's literally how it
too.
goes. Welcome to it, man.
I can't find it,
Just
but it
dodging
was.
dick all the time.
Dude, I'll never forget it. And I was in the background. He put it in like portrait mode, so the background was like blurred.
Bro, he looked at this picture so long that he knew like the settings of the camera.
That's amazing.
Well, it burned into my mind.
Gives a new meaning to
It's like when I
headshot.
just see like a regular dick in the wild, and like you can't forget it.
When was the last time you saw another man's penis that wasn't like your
Did I
kid's?
see? I don't see my kids' dicks that much anymore.
Well, yeah,
They're
then just in
older.
general. Then.
I got one the other day. I was not into it because he was getting ready to go swimming. It was weird because he's like at that age. Yeah. Man, this podcast.
What is happening?
Yeah, but I don't know when the last time is that I just saw a penis. It wasn't mine. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while. Till that guy sent me that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dry spell is over.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Way to brag about it.
Yeah. But I did finally have one woman who was like, "You're my crush." And I was like, "Oh, that's so refreshing to have like." Well, because it's basically like I get these kind of messages all the time that are like, "Hey, I'm a big fan," and they're like, "Just like you, I'm bi." And I was like, "I'm not bi.
You missed the joke.
I'm not bi. Like I was homeless." Because if you don't know, what happened is there's a video on Facebook that's now at like it's like at 1.6 million views, which is great for my career, but I kind of wish it wasn't this video because it's me talking about when I was homeless, I let a guy blow me one time because I didn't want to sleep outside. Like that's the joke. And it's immediately, and like I like the attention from gay men. Like it doesn't like bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm secure with my sexuality to where like if a man says, "Hey, I think you're like really attractive," I can be like, "Oh, that's really nice." Like it makes me feel good, you know. Like I could care less whether it's a man or a woman saying that. Like I'm a married fella who's attracted to women, but it doesn't really matter to me, you know.
Yeah.
But when it's like super. I've just never experienced that before where it's like just super like, hey, I live in New York. If you're on tour over here, why don't you pick me up and tell my wife we're playing golf and we'll go fuck each other, you know? And I'm like, why don't we just play actual golf?
Yeah.
Like, why do we gotta fuck?
Why does no one ever ask you to play golf?
I don't know. It's never happened.
Dang.
Yeah.
You're big time.
I know. I've made it. And then there's also just like the random like mean comments that are like, "I think you're gay and you're also still homeless."
I do like that. I do like that they try to tell you.
Yeah. And I talked about it before the podcast. There's like I'm very sensitive. I always have been. And when I get a message from somebody being like, "You're gay," I'll be like, "Am I?" Like, am
Yeah.
I?
You really
Am I?
contemplate it. You
Like
really
I think
give
about
some
it,
thought.
and then
Yeah.
I'm like, "Am I gay?" And I'm like, "What would it take to be gay?" And I'm like, like dudes, like I'd have to fuck a dude, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm not gay. It's basically
Just a moment of clarity.
Yeah, and then it sucks because that's happened to me like 5 or 6 times a day.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not gay.
5 or 6. Okay, if you're sitting there 5 or 6 times a day trying to tell yourself
like,
you're
am I
not
gay?
gay,
You might be gay. You might be gay.
You might not be able. You might not be ready for the gay sex part, but you might be a little gay.
I don't think I am.
No, you're probably. I mean, you're.
It sounds like
you-
you've really thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole bunch.
Yeah.
It's all you
Lately.
think about. It's
Yeah.
all.
That's
like,
all I think about is having sex with other guys. And if that makes me gay, then fucking so be it.
And clip that.
It is Pride
and
Month.
Happy Pride.
Yeah.
Happy
That is
Pride.
going
No,
directly on
straight
Instagram.
up. This is how I feel about it for the record, okay? I can find another Rachel.
Because we.
Don't
Cause
do
you
I
it.
didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I can find other men attractive. I can see a man and say that is an attractive man, as opposed to that man over there who has a dumb haircut and he's not confident.
Why are you pointing at Trey?
I'm not pointing at Trey.
Oh shit! I
Pointing
didn't
at
know he was
anybody.
pointing-
No, Trey. I wasn't pointing at Trey.
Yeah.
Trey has a fine haircut.
No, it's not.
Actually, I don't think he's usually wearing a hat, but maybe there's a good haircut
He's
in there.
wearing
Oh,
It's not.
I don't know.
I actually bought this hat because I didn't have a barber, and I was like, man, I'd rather just spend $40 on a hat than a haircut. But go
No,
on.
you said T for Trey.
Being intimate with another man physically does not appeal to me whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to clap for that because it's fine to be intimate with another man, Trey.
Let me see.
No, don't.
Oh my God.
So that's the deal.
Yeah.
So I'm not gay.
You're not gay.
Yeah.
You're not
I just let a guy blow me when I was homeless.
Okay.
Look, it happens to all of
you're
us.
just bi.
Yeah. I'm not bi.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I know.
It's a spectrum. And look, you're not all the way on the end. You're just like one notch over. One notch
You'll
over.
get there.
You're worse than that
thinking
guy
about it.
and his wiener.
Keep thinking. Like it's you have spent a significant amount of time talking about it.
Yeah. It was jarring. It came out of nowhere. And I kept trying to delete it. I kept trying to delete it, but it was asking me because it was on my business page.
Did you find this conversation helpful?
Yeah, it was on my business page, and they're like, create order. I was like, no, I don't want to order a dick. I don't want to order a dick.
I just can't. I'm just going through like the Rolodex of like random dicks that I've seen and like that I shouldn't have seen, and it just you just got to move past it.
I get that you guys have deal with this like so much more than me,
Yeah.
and
It's not fun though.
no, it
It's
fucking
not
No,
fun.
it is
sucks.
traumatizing.
It really does suck. I feel like I can get a better thing because this happens all the time. Like Jesse Mesa, like he's like, "You are sexy AF. You are sexy
Did you
AF."
just say his name?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
That's fair.
Yeah, Jesse Mesa, and see even this right. So that's a dude, and he's like, "You're sexy as fuck." So that's like
Yeah.
right kind of on the line for me as being
Yeah.
like almost inappropriate, but also
No, that's inappropriate.
like,
That is
what?
inappropriate. If
It
someone
is?
said that
Oh,
to me,
yeah.
I would
If someone said that,
knock him out.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So I shouldn't say thanks. I was gonna say thanks.
I mean, I think is
Just send them
I'm
your
saying
dates.
thanks.
Send them your dates.
Thanks. Let's see what happens.
Next up is
What
the
do you-
dick pic.
So exactly. What do you mean? Let's
The
see what
slippery
happens.
slope. And at the bottom,
Oh wait, I
is
should tell them that
dicks.
I'm straight.
Yeah, this is why people think that you're gay. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, let's see what happens. Let's roll the dice.
No, I didn't mean it.
Let's
Like,
lick
for
some
the-
And then he's
balls.
and then like 10 minutes later, he's gonna be like, "Dang, am I gay?" It's gonna go.
No.
Dude,
Exactly.
if he tells me I am, I'll have to think about it.
I think you're having an existential crisis.
I'm having a lot of crises.
Yeah.
Some of them are existential ones.
Period.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard being me.
Yeah.
He has
People think
he has a
that
tough time.
this is an act.
Yeah.
That, like I'm confused and like
I
I'm
don't
not.
think anyone thinks that.
No, like it's hard. I feel bad for my kids.
Me too.
I'm gonna tell them that I'm straight. I'm
Your kids
Your
or
kids,
the guy?
I'm straight. No, my kids know I'm
So
straight.
you don't need to
See,
tell this
that-
guy that
now
you're
you sound
straight. This is-
defensive.
just stop. You just say thank you. Move on.
No, I'm straight. I'm straight, but I appreciate the love. Ah, that's a weird way to say it.
You
I
were
do,
just
but I
saying you
appreciate
can
that.
acknowledge when a man is attractive. What if that's what he's doing to you? And he's like, I'm straight too.
Yeah, he's like, why?
Dude, there's
he's
no
like,
way that
he's like,
dude's
why are you
straight.
making it weird?
Yeah.
Like, you're the one who made it.
His
gay.
name's Jesse.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Let me look at his profile.
just heart the thingy. I think you're giving
see.
it too much attention.
He's
Say
from San
thanks.
Antonio.
Say thanks.
He did, and then he
did.
also said, "I'm straight."
I didn't send that
Just so
part
you know.
yet.
Yet you're going to.
No, and that one came in during like minutes ago.
This is also what happens while we're and you've heard. And he's just on his phone while we're podcasting.
I was looking.
We're just
up
like, what
the
else is happening on your
thing.
Facebook page?
No, I was looking up a thing, and then there's
And he can never find it. He can never
Yeah,
find
it's
the
never
thing
on
he's
there.
looking for.
Never.
every
And then you
time.
know how you'd be like, "Oh, Sam's always on the phone when he's on the road."
No,
But he can't use it that fast.
He doesn't know how.
I'm looking up a thing to see what we're supposed to talk about next, And then I'm just bombarded with all these guys.
I hate when mom and dad fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not fighting. This isn't a fight. This is important.
Night.
I'm looking at the camera.
Oh, hi. I didn't notice you there.
Do you see what it's like to be me?
Poor Sam.
And Jess, I can't do anything right. I can't do anything right. I can't do anything right. I got long hair. Everybody else is dumb.
Rachel after did 9/11.
Yeah, Rachel after did 9/11. She said it.
Yeah.
There it is.
I think my
Ooh.
hair's fine.
Oh, I just got it. See, I was trying to look at something else.
What'd you get?
It's a show that I'm doing in Leavenworth.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's hard distributed. All right, I'm pulling up the doc that I'm supposed to.
For what?
For what else we're going to
for
talk
us.
about?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, and here's the other thing too, and I want to put this out there. My friend Raven, this is serious stuff. By the way, we need to find another sponsor too, because I'm tired.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm running out of money.
You have to let me know when you switch gears because
What?
Because
Isn't it enough just that the gears have switched?
sure.
Was it too jarring?
No,
Are you okay?
I'm fine now.
Moving on. Took care of that. Was that mean?
Aw, yeah, it was.
I'm sorry, Jess.
Yeah.
No. Let's get to the bottom of this.
I forget what you just said.
Oh. We are looking.
You said okay because we're
I
gonna,
wanna
okay.
get-
That's what we're talking about. The sponsors.
If you listen to the podcast,
because we had sponsors and then we weren't gonna have sponsors, and now we're gonna have sponsors.
yeah, and I want one sponsor, and it should probably be like a national sponsor. So if you're listening to the podcast and you like this podcast and you think that we can help you push your product,
As long as it's not your dick.
yeah, as long as it's not just penispictures.com, which I'm sure exists actually. I haven't been there.
I want to look really bad right now, but I'm not going to.
Are you kidding me? Like some 8-year-old bought that in 1997.
Yeah.
And like,
Sold it for millions.
Like,
Penispictures.com.
that's brilliant.
If it doesn't exist, I'm buying it from my website.
Actually, if the person who owns the domain penispictures.com does want us to sponsor,
There we go.
you can
We've
sponsor
already
the
tested.
podcast. Yeah. In fact, this one's free.
There we go.
By all means, check out penispictures.com.
You're welcome, Mr. Penis Pictures.
First dicks on me.
Arthur Penis Pictures. He named it. It's a family business. It sucks. He actually does excavation.
Yeah.
He's actually a heavy equipment operator.
Yeah.
I used to
man.
bulldozers.
Yeah, he's like, I should change my last name, but my grandpa died, and I can't. You know how it is.
Yeah.
On my website, samularcomedy.com/causes. My friend Raven is going through it right now. It'd be dope if you went there. There's a link to a GoFundMe there. If you go to my website, samularcomedy.com/causes. Also, there's a Tarp Report section on my website.
Ooh.
Did you know that? And it has
I'm not sure.
it has links to go to all the different platforms
Nice.
to watch our stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't updated my website in like months.
Yeah. How are you doing, by the way?
Good. Awesome. We had 3 big shows this weekend at the bar. And Hannah Dickinson did really great. She beat everybody.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, right?
No, she was Friday night.
Oh, okay, still there.
And then we had Charles Hall Jr. on.
Did you like
Saturday.
Charles? I like Charles.
Yeah, it was fun.
He's a good guy. Spokane guy. I've worked with him a couple times.
And then Adam Hunter on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was a good time. And there was like some MMA fighters like hanging out at the bar. Like who the hell? What is happening?
Did they come
here?
out to see Adam Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, because he does a lot of like sports stuff,
Fighting stuff.
things like
Yeah.
that. I've been on a bad run
Yeah.
of shows.
Not going.
There's been a few standouts. We had fun in Klatskanai on Friday. Went to my wife's hometown, Brittany's hometown of Klatskanai. Me and Brittany had fun on the road together.
Yeah.
Until we stopped having fun on the road together,
Oh.
which was Sunday. Sunday, we were like
Was she just
eating
ready?
lunch.
Just ready.
She was
to-
like, I want to go home.
yeah.
I want to go
Just
home.
done with it.
I was like, no, we got one more show in Dallas. And Like it's weird on the podcast because I don't like a lot of these people I do comedy for are like really good friends of mine, and I'm not going to talk about specifics.
Right.
But like I'm on a bad run right now. I don't think I've had like a big hot crowd in a while, and it's weird because nationally, like my profile is raising,
Yeah.
but it's still like a lot of times.
Not always glamorous.
No,
It's not always glamorous.
it's not glamorous at all.
No.
So because it was weird because I had a run like 3 weeks ago where like every show was like slamming, and then, yeah, this is how it is sometimes.
And then the next day you're at a bowling alley.
Yeah. I've realized that a lot of people that are following me on Facebook have it in their heads that I'm already like a well-known comedian, like that I'm already a famous comedian.
Yeah.
I get messages from folks that are they're very nice messages, not with wieners.
Some with wieners.
I've only gotten the one
without.
wiener, just the one wiener. But people will be
Today,
like,
it's just gonna be wiener.
somebody sent me the message. They're like, I don't know if this is going to go to you or like your social media manager, but I just wanted to say that I really like your comedy. And I'm like, part of me was like, oh, that's really nice. But the other part of me is like, I wish I had. Like,
Yeah, because they just go straight to your pocket.
yeah. And I am trying to I was talking to a manager and, but it kind of stalled out and I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
And it really bums me out too, because like, I really had a hard time. What was it, like 3 or 4 weeks ago? Because I was just being overwhelmed.
Not even. It was like last week.
Well, last week too.
Yeah.
But
last
that
2
was
weeks,
different.
yeah.
That was different because I am a little bit more used to it. But like I am totally overwhelmed by incoming. Like I make jokes about it, and like I don't give a shit about the dick pic. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But overwhelmed with messages and sorting through them, and that even if it's like a good thing, we talked about this last week with Brittany, is that even good news is just like too much. Like it's too much.
Yeah.
Like, just
A lot of stimulation.
yeah. And I'm
Always
meeting
something.
I'm meeting with my therapist today.
Yay.
Yeah. And I'm talking about I think I have this fear of like, if things do work out and it's like, okay, Sam, now you have a manager, you go do comedy where they tell you to do comedy. Your job now is more about like creating comedy.
Yeah.
Like if I quote like make it,
Mm-hmm.
am I gonna like that, or is what I like do I like am I all about just like that drive and
The
like
thrill of
that,
the chase.
like chasing it?
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking about.
Well, you're gonna find out.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking about how I'm scared to tell people stuff that I'm thinking, or stuff that happened to me.
That's your whole job
What?
as a comedian. You tell people stuff you're thinking.
Yeah. But there's things that happened when I was doing drugs, and that I'm scared to tell people
Got it.
because it'll like freak them out.
Yeah.
And it sucks because then I'm like, I hold on to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, and I'm scared to tell my therapist some of the stuff. And it's not stuff that makes me look bad. It's stuff that's just really scary that happened.
Like just like hard to say out loud, or because obviously your therapist
Yeah.
can't like because it has to just be like physically saying it. Like is that
It's hard to talk about. It's hard to think about. And it's hard to know that was real.
yeah.
And so I'm like, I hold on to it. And so I think maybe today, this got so heavy so fast.
That's okay.
I'm like, now I feel like my whole chest is going to explode.
Do you want some Prozac?
No, I probably shouldn't. I should probably talk to a healthcare provider.
Yeah, I think you should talk to him and talk about all that stuff. Like especially, I think all that stuff that you don't want to talk about is the shit that you should be talking about.
But I did talk about scary stuff last time, but just
That's
not
great.
the scariest stuff. I think I should wait.
How did
Why?
she handle it?
They
Sorry. You're right. How did they handle it?
They handled it well, and it was cool.
Like, did you feel
And I like
supported?
'em. Yeah, I think so.
What do you waiting?
But it's gonna take a while. I'm just gonna wait till I get to know them a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, and because this other thing that I do in therapy is sometimes like I'll wait till I see him the first time, and then I'll drop like the craziest shit. Like I'll talk about like something really gnarly,
Yeah. So
and then I try to prove to them that I'm better. And that's
Yeah.
like this game that I play because I understand like motivational interviewing because I was a chemical dependency
I was gonna say you try and manipulate
counselor.
them.
Yeah.
are you like trying to show off for your
Like-
therapist?
Yeah.
I feel like I used to do that too.
Yeah. It's not good.
No, I was gonna say that's not like if you're going in trying to manipulate the situation and like I'm gonna, that's not being real. You're not like
No.
talking about
No, it's not. And I gotta address both sides of the coin. Like if I'm gonna make jokes about really traumatic stuff, I have to make sure that I'm taking care of the other side.
right, the really traumatic
I
stuff.
feel that.
Yeah. I figured you would.
Yeah.
I figured you would. And I don't know what you're comfortable talking about podcast wise. That's what I'm talking about, Rachel. Rachel does a series of jokes about some hard stuff that Rachel has gone through.
She sure does.
And I just want to say that I love you and I love those jokes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love doing those jokes. It feels powerful as
Yeah.
hell.
If you don't know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
let's not be so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not be so vague.
Yeah.
Rachel has been dealing with what do you call them? Like
Mis-
reproductive
Miscarriages.
Yeah. I was gonna try to say it all nice. Like she's been dealing with like reproductive hiccups.
It's more like a reproductive vomit.
Yeah, sneeze.
Sneeze. Yeah.
And
Sneeze.
Rachel, I don't think I've ever heard another comic that tells jokes about miscarriages.
I've noticed some newer people are starting to dip their toes, men, which is interesting, who have like experienced it from the other side. But people don't talk about it enough, and it is wildly common.
Yeah.
Wildly common. Yeah. So, and I mean, I have 5 is not common, but I've had 5.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have experienced it in one way or another.
Where are you at right now with it? Are you guys still in the process of?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Is there a plan moving forward?
We are getting. I finished classes for foster care, so we
sick.
are
Okay.
eventually going to dip our toes into foster care.
Okay.
But right now, my niece is living with us, so we're just kind of taking care of her, and
How old's your niece?
she's 20.
Oh.
Yeah, and so when she,
It's kind of like a toddler.
yeah, it's pretty cool. She came to a comedy show with me on Sunday. It was very fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
But as soon as she moves out, then we'll start like cleaning the house or whatever the government wants to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of all your flight manuals.
Yeah, exactly. Park the plane around back.
Yeah, I'm surprised with your background that you got through that.
Yeah.
Well, I technically haven't applied with the state yet. I've just completed the courses.
No, that's
Yeah.
fantastic, and that's hard too, though.
Yes,
Like,
it is.
I mean, if you talk about like trauma and like, I mean,
Yeah.
I
like,
know.
losing. Like, I feel like that
Yeah.
would be so hard to like bond with.
Yes.
My cousin did foster care, and to bond, and then like obviously it's for the greater good, and
Yes.
you're doing.
And I feel like as a teacher, I
That's
know what
true.
it's like to love on a kid and do everything I can for a kid and then send them
Pass
home.
them. That's
you know.
true.
It's obviously a different level,
Yeah.
but it's free, and adoption and fertility treatments are very expensive. So
For sure. I think I've worked with a bunch of youth that are in and out of foster care, in and out of group homes. I also went to Job Corps, which a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of Job Corps' base of like the young folks that go into Job Corps are foster youth. When they turn 18, they'll leave group homes, they'll leave foster homes, and they will go to Job Corps. And so I learned a lot about the foster
Yeah.
system there. I went to Job Corps because I was homeless. That's why I went to
my
Job
brother
Corps.
went to Job Corps because
Yeah.
he was in prison.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, what the fuck? My mother-in-law kept trying to get me to go to Job Corps. Is
Yeah.
that
I
I
for
thought that was just everyone in my school is in Job Corps like that.
Wait, I
they
thought
went
that
to the
was just
school.
like a thing.
Yeah.
You would get out early. That's crazy. It's all.
Well,
Bad kids.
there's different.
No, it was everyone, just poor kids.
It's poor
Yeah.
kids. It's and also there's different types of Job Corps centers. So there's ones where you go there and you like live there. There's ones where some folks are living there and some folks are like
In school and stuff.
in school and doing that. And there's some folks that I think are just education centers. The kind of Job Corps I went to was like you're there full time, and you get like 2 or 3 breaks a year where you go home. Some of the youth couldn't go home because they didn't have a safe place, so they just get to chill out for a week. It's that Job Corps center I went to was rougher than a lot of the places that I was locked up. There was like beautiful, amazing things going on there, but there was also like a gravel pit where we would stage fights, like Mad Max
It's
style.
wild.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
It sounds like a boys and girls club for grown people.
Right.
It-
For like bad kids.
It was, yeah.
It's like boys.
But you live
with
there.
a Z.
Yeah. So I think that's dope, and I think that I think you telling jokes about miscarriage is, God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think it's important. I think it's. I also appreciate that they're so funny.
It's nice. It's As as a comic, I really respect that your jokes have punchlines, which
Thank
is
you.
It's
Yeah.
not it's not
Yeah.
it's not a comic.
You thought that would be
practice.
industry standard,
Like,
but
it's really not.
It's
It's really
not.
not.
Yeah.
not necessarily.
Yeah, and things are going well for you.
They are.
these days.
Booked and busy.
Yeah.
Rachel just did Nate's show this last weekend as well. You did the Saturday?
I
or
did the
Fridays?
Friday show.
I bet that was fun.
They
Sold
were.
out.
It was like laughter that knocks the wind out of you.
Yeah, I
It was
love that here.
magic.
That's all.
So pissed I didn't get to do any of those.
Yeah,
I might be featuring
we did.
soon. I'm hoping to headline again on Thanksgiving. I gotta nail that down with Nate.
Yeah.
I think the world of and I think the world of those
Thank
jokes.
you.
And
It's worth it every time I watch an old lady look at me like,
Yeah.
when someone comes up to me after the show and they're like, thank you. Like I've had people like, I found out I'm infertile today.
Yeah.
And I came to this comedy show and there you were. And like, I'm like, I'll tell those jokes forever for you.
Right.
Because there's someone like you in the audience almost every day.
Yeah, I've had like a younger couple like come up and they were like, "Well, we're sober too," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh," I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like and they were excited to to connect. They were like, we weren't expecting a sober comic, so, but like you find those things that like connect you and just keep doing it.
And if the jokes are funny enough, like I'm not just going up there and making people uncomfortable.
No, you're
But
not.
sometimes people are uncomfortable regardless. And to
Yeah.
them, I say,
They
eat my
were
ass.
they were the idea that I've been on shows with you
Mm-hmm.
where I've seen a crowd, maybe we got a crowd of 40 folks,
Yeah.
and there was like 4 or 5 people in the crowd that were upset that you were telling jokes about miscarriages.
Yeah.
And then I would go up on stage after you, and those same 4 or 5 folks would laugh hysterically at my bullshit. What was that noise?
Yeah.
I said,
Oh, I heard it. That might have been somebody's phone vibrating. I thought somebody ripped ass. That would have been crazy. Holy moly.
Was it me?
No, I once had I was in Tri-Cities and like I have a joke. I don't even do it anymore because because my mom was young and so like I talk about people have a helicopter mom or a tiger mom. I had a teen mom, and then people always get like they pull back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what is so upsetting about
Yes.
this is real. I was like, so what
I'm
did
here. I'm fine.
I was like, what did you want her to do, y'all?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, no, I was like, that was actually back when abortion was legal. And I literally had a person boo one time or at the Tri-Cities, just because I said the word abortion.
Abortion,
I
yeah.
wasn't even advocating
Yeah.
yes or
Well,
no.
and the
Like
thing-
it was just the word.
Yeah. The thing that pisses me off is sometimes people are like, I loved your abortion jokes.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, I've never had an abortion. My abortions were a gift from God.
Not the
Which
same.
technically the medical term is spontaneous abortion. So they're not totally wrong, but it's like, you weren't
Like
listening.
spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, exactly. In my uterus.
Yeah.
Do you have an explosion sound, Trey?
No, just the horn.
He's looking at it like maybe one will appear.
He's like, one of these. It should be the
It's
orange
the blue
button.
one. It's the blue one.
No, it might be
Trey.
the orange one. Do you know what the orange one does?
He doesn't know which one is orange.
Whatever.
I'm
one-
colorblind.
Colorblind.
Well, just
orange one is a
hit a different button. Hit a different button, and whatever it does is the sound of Rachel's miscarriages.
Yeah.
did that on purpose.
Oh, you did?
That's the aftermath. That is the aftermath.
Yeah, that's your wounds.
Like, where'd everybody go, man?
We're healing.
I love it.
I was wondering, I you know, it's weird because I knew you were coming on the podcast. You know that on this podcast, I occasionally cry. And I didn't know what you were comfortable with. Jess, I don't think you've cried on the podcast.
No, I have not. That's not true. That's not true. I cried a little bit. I got when your mom was here the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
got a little emotional because
Yeah.
that was really sweet.
Yeah, the first time you meet my mom, you cry. The second time you run.
Yeah, the second time you cry for a different reason.
Yeah.
Because she killed an animal.
She killed a deer.
Okay, I wrote jokes. And you said you wrote some jokes
I wrote
too.
some jokes too.
Let's do yours
shit.
first.
Okay.
Rachel Afjay knew she was coming on the podcast and she wanted to write jokes. And me and Jess have to read them. You know that,
Yes,
right? You
I
can't
do.
read them yourself.
I wrote 10 of them. Is that
You
too
wrote
many?
10 jokes?
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Damn.
They're not.
she
Some of them are
probably
not going to be good.
One of
you to
them I borrowed
shame.
from my husband. The first one I did borrow from my husband.
Okay, cool.
So you can skip that one if you want to.
No, we're doing them all. So
Okay.
this is a Richie Afjay joke.
The first one is a Richie.
I will
FJ
start.
joke.
Richie Afjay. Tarp Report one-liners. If you don't respect people's pronouns, then yours are hee-haw because you're a jackass. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's got a point, too.
It was, yeah, it was my husband.
Why is your pop socket all busted?
I don't know. It fell
Fucking
off.
times are tough. You can get a new one, you know. They're at Target. Jeez.
I'll go after
How
this.
cheap
They
are
are
you?
surprisingly expensive.
I'll
What,
go
pop
after
sockets?
this.
Yes.
For what they are, but compared to a car, it's a relatively small
True.
amount of money.
Compared to an airplane.
Yeah. Yeah. How much are airplanes?
I don't know.
I guess you could just borrow one.
Yeah, I always get them for free.
I like having a house with a yard because there's lots of extra room to land my stolen planes. Allegedly.
I've seen your yard. You cannot land even a small plane in your yard.
No, you're right. You're right.
I love my beagle. It's better than a seagull, but not as good as an A-gull.
What's an eagle?
It's spelled the letter A, like an A.
grades.
Yeah. You should have put C. You spelled seagull regular.
I did that
Sam
for you.
is doing that. You're doing what I do. You can't tell her. You can't. You would get mad if I did that to you.
Yeah,
don't
and you're
pull
going to fucking do it
semantics on
again,
me.
and I'm going to get mad at you, and then you'll be like, clip it. And you're like, we've made content. People know that I'm never actually that mad at Jess. I can't even think of the maddest I've ever been to you. I was worried about you because I thought I was going to drive to Northern California without you.
I literally thought about that last night. I was like, God, what a terrible stuff. I was like, and I think because in the beginning of this latest episode, we were talking about time, like we do. And I'm like, I'm always late. Like, why is this still a topic? Like, we should just assume I'm gonna be late. Like, and then I remember I flashed back to like, remember California, and my tummy started hurting a little bit.
You've been on time for the podcast for quite a while. You're very late with things involving me anymore, and that's dope.
Yeah. Well, it's
good.
no. What do you mean things involving you?
I don't know if you're late for other stuff, but you've been on time for like most everything that we've had to do.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah. I've been trying to. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
good.
I'm trying.
I know it's hard. You got a lot of things going on.
Yeah. I'm sleepy,
Yeah.
but I get to have a lot of things going on.
Exactly.
Right. I'm lucky to be so tired. A canine conspiracy cult. QAnon.
Chewing on.
Chewing on.
Instead of
Chewing
queuing
on.
on.
Yeah. Chewing on.
Chewing on.
That's one of your jokes.
Is it? I don't know if
This is what it's like. Doesn't it hurt?
Yeah,
Even though
I'm
you
like,
know they're not very good, and you're like, that one. Yeah, that one wasn't the best.
No, it was my delivery. I think
It was. I wrote that one because my dog was chewing on something. I was like, "What are you chewing on?" And I was like, "Chewing on."
I like that some of these are on brand with the podcast, and that makes me happy, including this one. My favorite kind of bagel is a plain. See? See what she did there?
That's good.
It's called a callback.
Yeah. All right.
Easy there.
Number 6.
Right, Bill Burr. I get it.
I like my men like I like my chicken. Bone in, skin on.
Is that like you like uncircumcised men?
I just like chicken with the skin on it.
I love.
You know what's messed up about that joke is it really doesn't matter what it means.
Yeah,
It doesn't. It's just funny to say
It's
those
just
words
funny,
together.
bone in,
Provocative.
skin on.
You could literally.
It just
say
means
anything.
you're getting railed, and it's uncircumcised.
I just.
I didn't take it that way. I took it like they have skin on their body.
Bone in, skin on.
Like the skin is on their body. They're not a
Right.
skeleton.
All right, whatever
Yeah.
you need to tell yourself.
Like they
Wrote a dirty joke. It's okay. I'm mad at you.
I'm mad at you.
You should be. Gonna make a combination home improvement store and dispensary. I'll call it high and lows.
Ooh, that's good.
That's good. That is a good joke, but I don't like it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your feedback.
See
Yeah.
why? Because you know why? You know why he?
'Cause I
because
could
it was
never write a
good.
joke
It
like
was
that.
because it was
Yeah.
fucking good. That's
'Cause it was
why. And
clever.
He was like,
Yeah.
It was good.
Can I be
Then-
honest?
Succinct.
That one was also a Richie joke.
Was it?
It was also a Richie joke.
Oh,
You know
that
what? That's
dirty
what he
dog.
felt. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew.
I
he
can't
didn't
take
write
credit
that
for
one. He
it.
was like,
In good
eh,
conscience, I
something.
can't.
Hey, Richie, fuck your joke.
Yeah, fuck you. It's only his because
Yeah.
you didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
No, it is funny.
Yeah.
just-
Okay. I'm gonna celebrate Crazy Hair Day at school tomorrow by not taking my Prozac.
See, why do I like that one so much?
I don't know. Because I wrote it.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Probably.
My husband and I like to spice it up in the bedroom by choosing a different sound machine podcast. We're usually a brown noise family, but tonight, electric heater.
Are those like different settings on the?
Yeah, I do like podcast sound machines to sleep.
I had a minute where I had my old phone and my new phone both going, and I was doing rain noise podcast and a fan.
You're making a little cocktail.
No,
a
rain
little, A little
noise.
sound machine cocktail.
Yeah, rain noise.
You're gonna sleep so hard.
Talking book fan.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and now I can do rain noise talking book fan CPAP.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, I don't
Sleep
even
like
need
a
that. Shit.
baby.
Dude, my CPAP. Like I sleep. It puts me to sleep now.
Yeah. I need the brown noise because I'm anxious. And if I don't have like a sound machine, I'll hear every noise in my house and convince myself I'm dying.
Yeah.
So I have to have a sound machine to shut my brain up.
I use Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah,
Fall asleep.
that works.
Oh,
I'm like,
sick.
oh yeah. So I'll start like 3 episodes behind,
That checks
and then
out.
just let him yell me to sleep.
I love that for
It's
you.
really beautiful. Yeah.
Number 10.
This is the last one.
10th and final. joke.
I just want to say that these are Rachel's jokes. Rachel wrote these jokes.
This last one actually was written by Jess Anderson.
These are not. This is not me saying this. I'm quoting. I've never headlined a comedy club before, but one time I did do 9/11, so I feel like that counts for something.
It does. It's a weird credit though.
It is. It is a weird credit.
Put that on your poster.
When you put it on the
People like it.
flyers, you know,
Yeah.
it's just the silhouette.
It's lit.
Yeah.
It's about to go down.
Exactly.
Well, I only wrote 6 jokes,
All right. Well, go ahead.
and to be honest, 5 of these Richie Afj wrote.
He's been busy. He's been busy.
Damn, they must be good then.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot else going on right now.
Yeah, he
so
is
he had
unemployed.
time. Unemployed.
Oh,
Yeah, he'll find something though.
He will.
All right, I want Rachel to start.
Yes, sir. Okay.
What? It's a good joke.
I feel like you're trying to hurt my feelings.
What?
I don't think it's fair that I'm really dumb.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Oh. Who do we need to talk to about this?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to speak with the manager.
it's harder for me to do stuff
Yeah.
and figure stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm not plus sized. I'm exclamation point sized.
You should have
Stop
done
it.
you should have done another math symbol.
Right. Like
do
I
you
was
mean?
like,
I'm division size
yeah,
or
like,
multiplication size.
I'm multiple.
Because plus and exclamation point, that's a punctuation.
They're both
different.
punctuation.
A plus is not punctuation.
It is if you're doing math.
Okay.
It's
okay.
math punctuation.
Math punctuation.
Oh, Sam.
Thank you. Timberline High School, everybody.
You're welcome. All right. I had a video go viral, and I've been getting a lot of explicit messages. 95% of them are from guys. I don't know why a video talking about how I let a guy blow me when I was homeless would lead to so many people thinking I'm up for that sort of thing.
Are you genuinely surprised? Or you
No, yes, all that stuff. I just don't know. I'm honestly just my brain is complete chaos. I was like, if I put reels online, it'll help my comedy career.
Right, yeah.
Freddie and actually Nate Jackson have been like pressing me on that, be like, hey, you should do this, you should do this. I started doing it. I didn't really I knew that this was part of it. But I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's things people won't say to your face.
Yeah.
They'll say online.
Yeah. And another thing is that another is like, I'll talk to you about it. I could talk to Rachel about it. But like sometimes I like bottle it up and I don't want to, like, it's so hard to complain to comics that want to be where I'm at,
Right.
how much it sucks to be where I'm at sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm getting like all this noise and still not making a lot of money.
Right.
You know, like I'm still like stressed about money.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4.
Okay.
Sorry, my phone shut down.
Not every dude with a ponytail sells acid, but it is a good place to start.
Touche.
Yeah,
Touche.
that checks out.
They say if you want to make an omelet, you're going to have to break a couple eggs. But I think you should do some other stuff too. Because your omelet only has eggs in it. It's not a very good omelet.
It's a shitty omelet.
I'm so glad Rachel laughs
spitting
because you don't laugh.
facts.
Have you noticed that? Like, I think
Yeah.
people at home or in their cars are laughing more.
I laugh every time.
when they-
Not every time.
Yeah,
I laugh
most of the
sometimes.
jokes.
Yeah. At Sam's jokes. Or
Sometimes.
just-
Because Rachel gets me.
I do.
oh my gosh, I get you. Anyway, number 6. It's crazy that an asteroid hit and killed all the dinosaurs, but some of them were like, nah, I'm going to turn into a bird.
I love that joke.
I think it's
I
great.
feel
great
like
joke.
there could, yeah.
I actually read that to
like-
Rachel outside before we came in.
Yeah.
because
And
I
I've
was,
just
I
been
was
gnawing
really
on it.
excited about it. Because that idea, like, they're always like, well, the asteroid killed all the dinosaurs, but that
Not
some
all
of
of them.
But chickens are dinosaurs.
Yeah, but chickens are like, some of them are like, oh, I'm a chicken. Like the asteroid only could kill dinosaurs, and
Yeah.
you could put on like a bird costume and
Yeah.
be like, I'm one of
And chickens are like, you really thought you did something.
yeah. Here's an egg.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Chicken. No thanks.
I had a chicken as a pet once.
How'd that work out?
Not great.
Yeah. Do you remember Bernice Yee?
Yes.
Do you ever hear? I was on a storytelling show with Bernice Yee, and she talked about this pet rabbit she had, or is it pet duck? I can't remember. In China, she had like a pet duck. And
Ducks and rabbits are very different.
I know. Well, not silhouette, because you know, like the rabbit ears can look like the bill. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay,
Have you
okay.
ever seen like a shadow of a rabbit and a duck? It-
All the time.
Yeah. So the shadow of a rabbit looks kind of like a duck looking up at a tree
Yeah.
because the
Shadow.
ears.
The shadow of a rabbit looks like the ears of a duck coming out
No, the duck's
from the tree.
bill.
What the fuck are you talking
duck's
about? What are
bill.
you talking about?
I saw a thing in a magazine when I was a kid, and a duck's bill looks like the rabbit ears.
And you're not gay.
I'm
does that
not
have to do with
gay, and
Bernice?
stop attacking me.
And I did 9/11.
Bernice?
Stop attacking me.
She just admitted it on the
I'm trying to
podcast.
I
She
know.
just admitted it.
Well, yeah, like, oh, I admit it. I have high cholesterol. Nobody, like, everybody knows that she did 9/11. Like, this
It
is
didn't
like,
just solve the problem. It's not less
Yeah.
cholesterol.
My friends are so
now.
worried about me, like my non-comedy friends, because I posted a couple clips on my Instagram, and they're like, "Rachel, are you being accused of something really serious?" They're like, "Are you okay? Are those people your friends?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, they're my friends." I think.
Yes.
Bernice had a joke about a duck or a rabbit. I can't remember which one because their silhouettes are so similar. And don't do that. Look, don't look at Trey like
I didn't
that.
look at Trey.
And about the duck or the rabbit got sick, and
Mm-hmm.
Bernice was really sad. But then while she was at school, they killed the duck or the rabbit, and then they ate it that night. And she was so hungry
Did they tell her?
Yeah, and she was so sad, but she was so hungry, and I guess the soup was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she was like really conflicted.
Yeah.
What happened to your chicken?
Oh, yeah, it died. We lived on a chicken farm, so
Did you ate it?
yeah. Well, we didn't eat it. But
Bone and skin on?
yeah. I mean, that's when I had sex with it.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
What did they make out of your pet?
I think it just chicken. I don't know. Like we had like a
Boiled,
chicken
baked,
factory.
fried.
Well, I don't
grilled.
know what they did. Like,
Nugget.
So he wasn't like your pet?
I mean, I remember holding it. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, honey.
not everything you hold is your pet.
I beg to differ. I think anything that I hold in these arms is considered a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't remember what happened to it, but I do remember working. I used to work in the chicken factory, like cleaning off the chicken poop as the eggs would go down the conveyor belt, and then we would put them in. I don't know, sell them at town. I don't fucking know. Anyway.
No,
Yeah, you're welcome.
Jess's childhood.
So.
I believe that we have come to the end
Yeah.
of our episode. I really want to thank you, Rachel,
Thanks
for
for
being
coming.
here.
Thank you
Great
for
guest.
having me.
We're gonna have more guests.
More guests.
And at the beginning of the podcast, I said we were never going to talk about comedy and we're not going to have guests.
Right.
But obviously that has changed.
Right. That's right.
And now we're having comedian guests talk about comedy. But
Yeah.
our next guest will not be a comedian.
No.
Nope.
It's exciting.
Nope. And I don't know who they are. But I'm going to try to get a guy. We can have people call in pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like super easy.
Yeah, it's really easy. Yeah.
Just give them your phone number.
Yeah. Just,
No. You just, that, and then just connect whatever phone you want to this, and
Yeah. Because he's
Oh, you meant like zoom in.
our next guest is probably I want to get JJ Hickle on here.
okay.
Yeah, and I know you're like, who's JJ Hickle? I know who JJ Hickle is. He races sprint cars in Ohio right now.
Oh, I remember the T-shirt.
Yeah. Where JJ Hickle's up. Also, hey, I'm going to the Midwest. We have enough. We have episodes in the bank. We did an extra episode, so I'm leaving on my Midwest tour. And did I talk about it on the podcast already? But I'm going to be on the Bob and Tom show.
You didn't. Not in anything released yet, at least.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Bob and Tom show, which is a nationally syndicated radio show, and it's really big
fantastic.
in the Midwest. And I'm flying into Indianapolis a day early. I had to change a bunch of reservations and stuff. It's crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm really excited. Anyway, that's it. I think. You got anything else? You got anything we should do? Rachel, how can people find you? What should we push?
I'm on Instagram at Rachel FJ Comedy. It's spelled all fucked up, so good luck.
Yeah.
I don't care about any other
Okay.
thing.
Sweet.
Don't add me on Facebook.
Yeah. Hey, and once again, my friend Raven, if you are, especially if you have like a lot of money, it'd be dope if somebody just gave all the money that she needed.
Yeah.
She's dope. She helped me out a lot. I didn't want to talk about it too much. I'm comfortable talking on a podcast, but I was really close with Raven's dad, and me and Raven's dad were on the streets together. And Raven has been, I essentially kind of watched Raven kind of grow up, and she's one of the strongest, kindest. There's a lot of people that go through hard stuff and they put that on other people and they don't take care of herself. But Raven's not one of those. So if you go to samuellercomedy.com/causes, you'll find a link to that GoFundMe. And if you could donate, that would be rad. That's
Fantastic.
If you donate, I won't do 9/11 again.
it. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Thank you.
very nice of you. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.